Hey loves. So today I'm gonna be reacting to the full Tear album and the lyrics. I've been listening to this on repeat, and if you guys are not streaming, you need to be streaming every day on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, but y'all need to be streaming, okay? These boys need to get at the very top of the charts. So we're gonna go in order. This is going to be broken into 3 parts because it's going to be kind of long. But let's start off with Singularity. I love the way this R&B is just, it's perfect. It's perfect for his voice. I wonder where this takes place in the timeline. I wonder if this is when after he kills his father and he feels alone, you know, and especially because Namjoon didn't pick up the phone, diving into the lake. Oh, guys, his voice is amazing. I wonder if he meant like this. You will always gain me, Taehyun. Wonder if this is like he's talking about that girl. Maybe about him facing himself, finding a new self, a new version of himself. I can see that you being in the lake and doing this to your own reflection. Like, that's crazy. What great imagery. Namjoon did such a good job writing this. Maybe a conscience. Oh, don't throw yourself away. So maybe it is after that incident and now he's like self-reflecting on himself. He's self-reflecting. Oh my gosh, that was it. Dang it. Oh my gosh, like I can't handle these boys, seriously. They just does so well. He does so well singing, and that's like perfect for his voice, and just like I love the way that he mixes that R&B sound to it. But like I said, I think it's like after the incident happened and he's trying to figure out what if he did was right or wrong, you know. He was like protecting his sister and stuff, and now he feels alone, singled out. Poor baby. All right, now we're getting into fake love. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so lyrics are a lot faster. Ooh, that's deep, yo. It reminded me of, like, Hansel and Gretel. Like leaving breadcrumbs, but then you end up still losing your way. So talking about changing yourself when you're in a relationship. Which is really, it's an interesting thought because, oh boy. That is so sad, but like, it's so true. Like, so many people in relationships end up changing themselves, and it's really sad. I mean, if you change for the better and you end up doing better things, like, that's fantastic. But if you now are pretending to be someone else that you're not, it's gonna eat away at you until one day you can't be that person anymore. Oh boy. That was good. That was good lyric writing there. Because it's true, like, in a relationship, sometimes people break up and they're like, you're not who I fell in love with a long time ago. And it's like, okay, because you do change, you know, over time. You adjust your ways. It's good. That was good writing. Made a pretty life there. Oh man, this song is the bop, y'all. Take me your doll, yep. That is so relatable. So relatable. Here comes the bridge. Oh my gosh, Jimmy Tay. Jimmy Jungkook. I love the way we do the harmonies together. It's freaking beautiful. Okay, so like this song is like, I could so see it. It's so true because I was in a long-term relationship for 5 years, and I could tell you, like, I changed, you know? It wasn't the healthiest relationship, and it's just insane how, like, you don't even realize how, like they say, love is blind, and for real, it is. Like, you don't even realize some of the things that you do, you know, and until someone actually says it to you. Until I had family members, my sisters, my nieces that are like, dude, you're different, you know, you changed, and it's not a good change, you know. They wouldn't be upset if it was like a good change, but they were like, something's wrong, something's off, like you're just not yourself anymore. I always feel like you have to pretend, especially when you're around this specific someone. And I could just relate to that because now out of the relationship, I realized it was, I mean, he cared about me, of course, but it wasn't love, you know? It's just crazy. Oh my gosh, these boys speak to my soul. This album is so good, and I'm just so excited to listen to this next one because it's Truth Untold with Steve Aoki, and this is by far, I think it's like my favorite one out of this album. It's just so soft, you know, and I'm wanting to just dive into what the truth is. So let's get it. Their voice is so amazing. Sandcastle. Huh. Like a flower? Oh, my baby. Flower? I think I said that wrong. I always thought he said lie to me. Why? Why Jungkook? I wear a mask again and go to see you. But I still want you. Wow, okay, so this is like on the other side of the spectrum where it's like, you know that this person is just not good for you, but at the same time that you know you're changed, yourself has changed, but you still want to be with them because you love them. Wow. Oh my gosh, the voices are so good. I can't do that. No, you're not ugly, Chinman. None of them are ugly. I'm so afraid. I'm so sad. I can't handle this. The way they wrote the lyrics is so good. Oh my gosh. Like, you not wanting to be yourself because you think that you are unlovable and unvaluable, and that is not true, everyone. You don't have to pretend. That is so sad. Just much. Like a crush. It's so sad because you're so afraid. Like, you want to be vulnerable. You want to be vulnerable to that person, but you don't know if they will want you. And I still want you. I can't with this song. It's so sad. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Just, wow. The way that they're able to just definitely portray, like, the fact that they're vulnerable and afraid, and that they just don't want to open up themselves and to this person that they care about, you know? But the thing is, like, if the person cares about you, they need to accept you for who you are. All of you. All the ugly, all the pretty, all your baggage, everything. Like, it's just, I could go on about this subject forever because my husband, he's amazing. But he's not perfect. Don't get me wrong, you know, but just the way that he's so loving and accepting of me, because I just have so much baggage. It truly like brings light into my life and into the other people who see that, you know. We want to be we just want to be those models that you can have a healthy relationship. It doesn't always have to be toxic. You don't need to have to change yourself all the time. A person can accept you for who you are. And it's just, when BTS talks, this album is talking about like breakups and stuff and heartbrokenness, and it's just so true, and everybody goes through it. And I think that's what's so beautiful about this album, is just because when they write these lyrics, it hits you. It hits you hard, like in your core, because you have felt that before. Maybe not exactly, but you know, like they just have a way of writing lyrics that is just beautiful, and it's poetry, and it's just, oh my gosh, like I can't. These guys, they're just so talented. They're so talented. I am so glad that like Big Hit lets them do what they want to do, and they have this huge agenda to push self-love, and that is true. Namjoon is so right. You have to learn to love yourself first, and that is one of the hardest things to do, because you know your faults, you know your darkness, you know your baggage, and you are your worst critic. But when you finally learn to slowly just let it go, because obviously you can't let go of everything overnight, but when you slowly let things go, like that's where it counts, is when you're finally learning to just let it be and just let it go a little at a time. Sorry I talk so much. But I'm gonna end this part here. So this is part 1 of 3. And the next set would be Pluto, Paradise, Love Maze, and Magic Shop. So I'll see you guys in the next one.